It's frustrating. This is why I get so. This is why I get social anxiety. This is why I get social. Kari, let me put Sassy down, cause you won't let her breathe. Sassy running. Oh, did she shit on me? Oh my God. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, and I'm going to be discussing with you guys the things that I don't like here in Tanzania. There are some things that I hate here, just like everywhere, so I'm just going to go over it with you because I feel like it's necessary for people who are coming here and don't want to be blindsided, because I feel as if I was blindsided by a lot of things, but surprised by a lot of things too. But let's get into it. So number one is the immigration process. Like, the immigration process here is a hassle. What you're told on YouTube or on Google is completely different when you arrive in the immigration office. They give you a runaround. Like, my experience, I actually waited till last minute to get my extension, but they actually prefer it if you come closer to your expiration date, so at least a week or 2 days or 1 day before. And I went to the immigration office the day before it expired, and I went there really early to make sure that I'm in and out of the line. When I got there, I was expecting to get the 2 30-day free extensions that I was told I could get on YouTube. But once I arrived there, I was there from 7. Things were going smoothly at first. They sat me down, asked me how many days I wanted. Since you can get 2 30-day extensions, I asked for 1. But shortly after, I went to go get my copies done. I was overcharged for that because I was told that was $1,000. Everyone who went to that copy center across the street from the immigration office knows that it's 1,000 CDs to get the prints and the copies done there, because it's about 10 copies. They tried to hassle me for 10,000 because they seen my stroller, seen, money. But even though I'm broke, they seen money, and so they overcharged me based on that. And what happened was God won, because I wasn't even able to go to my ATM. So I told her, listen ma'am, all I have is 5,000, but I want to let you know, I know that you're overcharging me. I'm not going to fight you on this because I'm trying to get in and out of the office, but I'm sick of this. Like, y'all have to stop. You getting a bad name. It's a lot of people saying this is going to scare people away from the country. So yeah, I'm going to get into all of that later. But I went back to the immigration office and I was there. I got back there around 9 and I stayed in there until like 2 p.m. I was there for about 5 hours, 7 hours, including the time that I actually got there. But 5 hours. My daughter started crying. I didn't bring enough snacks because I wasn't expecting to stay that long because I was one of the first people in the building. But they kept me in there, and I'm actually glad Kari started making the scene because it got us out of there faster. But do you guys know I waited several hours thinking I was going to get a 30-day extension, and they only gave me 2 weeks? This, when I say pissed, I cried on the way back to my Airbnb because I'm just like, this is so unfair. Like, the fact that we were taken from the continent and we have to go through this hassle. Like, I don't feel like it's us that should be going through this. If you're going to single someone out, single out the people who are the descendants of your colonizers. Don't single us out, the people who were taken by the colonizers. That's not right. So yeah, it's stressful. And what I've learned is a lot of people do things under the table here, because going the legal way is still corrupt, even more corrupt, and it costs more. because what they really want is for you to get so impatient with them that you offer them money. They're not going to ask you because that's illegal, but they will try to push you to the last limit here, and that right there needs to stop. People need to get together with the immigration office and make it much easier for the diaspora here, or tourism is going to suffer, because a lot of people don't want to go through this, and that's the reason why Tanzania was one of my last choices as far as the few countries that I was looking at. Tanzania was last on the list because of the immigration thing. I don't want to have to go move around every 3 months with my daughter, so it's something I have to consider over time, because that's a hassle. So that's number one. I absolutely hate it. And if you guys like things that's set in stone like myself, I'm a Capricorn. I love things set in stone. So if you're like me, you're not going to like that. So I'm just letting you know. Number 2 is the negotiation system here. If you want affordable products like beauty products, shoes, clothes, anything of the sort, like, you have to go to the markets, whether that's fruits, food, anything. They do have malls here where you can get things for set prices, and they also have plenty of stores with more similar to Western prices, in between Tanzanian and Western prices. But for instance, when I first came here, I wanted castor oil really badly for my daughter's hair because that's the only thing that works. But coming here was like 35,000 T shillings for the Jamaican black castor oil in a little glass bottle that you get from the beauty supply store. If I'm not mistaken, that's like $5 in America. 35,000 T shillings is literally like close to a little bit over $15. So I was on the hunt for cheaper local castor oil, and I finally found out that they sold these castor oil bottles in Carriacou, and they also sell it in Carriacou, and they also sell it in Mwenge. Mwenge is a popular area to get like shoes, castor oil, beauty products, clothes, shoes, fruits, poultry, produce. Yeah, you could get anything there for cheaper, but the problem is, y'all, is the hassle. Like, they're very aggressive there. Their selling strategy is very aggressive. So for someone like myself with social anxiety, it's like, just to prepare yourself to go to an environment like this, you have to smoke like 3 spliffs. If you drink, you got to take a shot. Like, it's that serious. Like, I get social anxiety here, firstly because I don't know the language, and I don't like confrontation, and I don't like people in my face because I like my personal space. So the last time I went to the market, I wanted a dress, and they were telling me like the dress is 35,000 T shillings, which is, like I told you, a little over $15. And I was like, nah, this is a little linen dress. Like, it's a cheap material. I'm not buying that for 35,000. I can get that for cheaper in America. So I told him, like, look, 20, that's what I got. That's what I'm giving you. And he was like, no. To the very last minute, when I said, okay, well, I'm just going to walk away, he's like, come here. I'll take it. And I'm just like, why? Like, that right there is annoying to me. For guys, it's probably exciting. Guys like to negotiate. They love the competition. They love it. But for me, I don't like dealing with numbers. I don't like negotiating with men. And I don't like aggressive selling environments where, they running up on me to sell, because I get extremely, I'm not terrified of the people, and I'm not shy. Like, I'm watching my daughter chase these birds. I'm not shy. I'm not, scared that anything bad's gonna happen to me. I just would rather go to a store, pick up what I need, and leave. I don't like the wasting of my time. I don't like the crowds, the energy. Like, I just don't like it. So it takes me a lot to be like, okay, I need to go to this store. I need to save money and get the products that I need. But sometimes, like when it comes to food, I'd rather go to the grocery store for some items, and I'd rather go to, a place where there are set prices, because I don't want to go through the hassle, and I don't want to be overcharging. I end up in a confrontation. So that being said, y'all, if you're not into negotiating, this is probably not the place for you, or you just have to grow accustomed to it. I think if they set prices, like an average price for Westerners and the locals, it will work out a lot better. But the problem is they want to charge the locals a certain price and charge us unfairly. And if you want tourism to progress, this is something I feel needs to change, because it's annoying, it's draining, honestly. So okay, you guys, so the next one is the customer service industry. You love me, we're a happy family. Okay, you guys, so the next one is the customer service industry here, y'all, is terrible. Like, everything from slow service to attitude. And when I mean attitude, I'm talking about Jamaican restaurant in Brooklyn attitude. Yeah, Jamaican restaurant anywhere attitude. Like, but yeah, Brooklyn. Like, that's the attitude you're greeted with sometimes. Or it's just a lack of warmth. It's like they doing you a favor to feed you, and honestly, like, I love things about Tanzania, but this is one thing I absolutely hate. And I know people always consistently say, oh, don't try to change us to be like the West. No, some things need to be progressed. So when people say this is a progressive country, for things to progress fully, there's things that need to be improved. I'm not going to say the West is perfect, or I wouldn't be here, but there is things from the West that can be adopted here for the betterment of Tanzania and its residents, because the customer service is on a whole nother level of just not good. And honestly, like, when I receive good service here, it's from a local who has traveled throughout the West. I actually spoke to a guy that the host of an Airbnb that I stayed at, and he's rented numerous Airbnbs in the West, so he's had exposure to that. And that's the good thing about travel. It exposes you to different ways, things that are going to impact your business, help you grow as a person. Like, that's what travel is there for, especially for people who are in business like myself. So yeah, like, that's the only time I've received good service, because they've seen the level of standard that people that are traveling here are used to. And quite honestly, change has to be made if you want to see improvement in this industry. And what I see it as is it's an opportunity. Every challenge here is an opportunity for people coming from the outside. So let's say you're in the HR business, or you're in business, you do business courses and things like that. Like, those type of individuals will really better this country. It will really be a money maker here, because I think once they're exposed to this and they see the impact that it has on their business and how much their sales will increase as far as long-term customers. I think here they're used to just getting it, survival mode. And survival mode is not going to help your business withstand the trials and the tribulations. Yeah, it might stay steady and stagnant, but it's not going to grow steadily if customer service is not like your number one focus, because you'll be surprised how you make people feel, how often they want to just come back to your business and support you because of how you made them feel. So yeah, I see this as an opportunity for people to come out here and offer like community customer service classes, business classes. Yeah, that could be a moneymaker here for anyone who's an expert in that field. So yeah, that's one thing I hate though. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you lack patience, you might need to practice patience before you come here. The next one is dress code for women. Like, it's funny because I thought I was pretty modest coming here, but sometimes I dress modest, sometimes I dress more casual, so there may be an inch of midriff showing, or I might wear like bandeau top where my back is out in my collarbones, you know, and I never saw that as slutty. But here you could be looked as a whore if you walk in certain areas and you're wearing certain types of attire. And I don't like to be judged like that. Like, what I wear has absolutely nothing with who I am as a person. So this a bother for me because, like I said, I respect modesty and things like that. But if you want to have people come from the outside and spend money in this country, and you want the tourism industry to increase, you have to be welcoming of people, other people's lifestyles and cultures, even though you may not agree with it. And honestly, if you're so confident in what it is that you believe, that shouldn't be, it shouldn't affect you. I don't think how someone dresses, or how someone, if someone's different than me and dresses differently, that's going to affect my faith and sway my faith. Like, I just want, you know, like, yeah, people should be respectful coming here of the culture, but I shouldn't have to completely sacrifice my identity to be seen as a human being by some people. Now, there is certain areas like Masaki, Mako Cheney, you could wear whatever you want. I've seen a white girl in some cheetah shorts. Now, they don't judge the white people the same because they don't look at them as, some people worship them and some people don't look at them as one of them, so they don't really judge them based on what they wear. But black girls get harsh treatment here, not harsh treatment, but harsh judgment from some people if you're in like especially like a market area where there's mostly Muslim people. From what I've seen, you will get judged, you know, if you're going down village area. But if you're in the city like Masaki, Miko Cheney, Oyster Bay, you don't really have to worry. I even heard in a rooster you could sometimes wear what you want to wear. So yeah, it's weird though, because when you go to the nightclubs, people strip butt naked. Like, not literally, but they wear like little to nothing. So I'm like, what is this? Like, why is it cannot be a balance throughout the day? Because it seems like that one side is suppressed so much throughout the day that they just go buck wild at night, you know? And I don't like that. Like, look, give me a balance, you know? But I do like that you can go to the nightclub and let your hair down if you want to. So just keep that in mind coming out here. Like, that's one of the things I absolutely hate. I'm just being honest. And I hope they become more embracing of different dress codes, different lifestyles, because yeah, I just want to see different people around me and embrace different types of people, loving people. You know, it shouldn't matter what we're wearing, and we shouldn't be judged on that. So yeah, that's something that I hate. So the next one, y'all, is the dating culture here. The dating culture is different. It's like the relationships are more of a business, you know, because the women are being raised to be wives and the men are raised to be husbands, meaning the men are raised to be stable, or you don't even need to expect that you're going to get a girl. And the women have to be modest, have to be well-mannered, have to, you know, all of these good things happen. Like, this doesn't really leave room for like a real love, and I do believe there's real love out there. I believe the only business that a marriage should have is being purpose mates. And here they do have a purpose of, keeping the family together, having the man in the household. I love certain things about a patriarchal society, but I also hate things about it too. Number one thing that I hate about a patriarchal society is the fact that weak men take advantage of this. And I've seen women here in that type of relationship where the man's literally controlling their entire moves because he knows he pays the bills and he somewhat has control over her. So yeah, seeing this is just bothering. It's bothersome. But I've also heard from the young guys like, oh, they don't want me unless I have money and this and that, and they don't feel happy about it. I do feel like a man should be stable and he thrives in being stable, but I don't think a relationship should be formed like that, because I do believe that there'll always be a void there for most people, and there'll be a lot of cheating being done to fill those voids. But yeah, a lot of guys that come here from the outside, they're wondering like, if I get with this girl, will she really be with me for me? Men want a woman that's going to be with them for who they are. And for you to have someone accept you for who you are, I feel like more focus would have to be done on the woman also chasing her purpose and it being more of an interdependent society. I think that will be like a better type of value to push in this type of society, because I do feel like I've seen a lot of women chasing after men, and I don't really fit in that type of culture, because my mom has always told me to go after my purpose, go after my education, and love will find me, because I would have found myself and I would have a lot more to offer to a relationship, a lot more security, and I won't just be hanging off the man and his lifestyle and his career and his everything. Like, I would have a life of my own as well. And honestly, if I didn't, I don't think I would be fully sane in a relationship. But here they're raised to be like that. Like I said, it has benefits, especially for the family, but over time I think a lot of relationships will fall apart even if they're still together because of cultural pressure. But y'all, say that to say, like, I just don't fit into that type of culture, because I'm not going to prove myself to a guy. I feel like a lot of girls that I've met here, they go out of their way to, try to push for a relationship to be there. And I feel like they focus more on how much the money the guy is making. And I'm not going to choose a man based off how much money he's making, because that's not going to make me happy at the end of the day. Having similar values, goals, lifestyles, things we can talk about, a life we can share after my body is shriveled up, love that's still there through the ashes. Like, that's the type of love that I want. So it's more logical relationships here, and I just don't fit into that culture. So that's something that I hate, because the people that I've met here that I connect with are usually guys that are from Africa, but they traveled out to the West and came back home trying to rebuild. So that's very far and few. It's very rare that I meet that type of guy. But that's not my focus. Like I said, I feel like that will come to me. It will arrive when it's here. But if you're here for relationships, just keep that in mind about how these relationships are. Some girls believe in hypergamy now and all of these things. So if that's what you're into, this might be the culture for you. But that's just not my thing. I believe in purpose mates, soul mates, all that. So yeah. All right, y'all. The next one is flies and mosquitoes. Y'all, right now I'm getting sacrificed. I don't know if y'all see me leaning over. Please like and subscribe and share this video because I'm getting sacrificed for doing this video. Like it's about 6 o'clock now and these mosquitoes are biting me. I forgot to put on mosquito repellent. But y'all, these flies and mosquitoes are on a whole nother level. I knew I would be walking into something like this, but I really wasn't prepared. Bring mosquito repellent with you, okay? But it's like the flies and the mosquitoes do a tag team around 6 o'clock because from the flies in this area is not bad, but when you go over to like Masaki area where they eat better because there's more food over there, or you go to like Miko Cheney sometimes, yeah, there's a lot of flies, especially when you're on the first floor. But when you're high up, it doesn't really affect me. But the mosquitoes switches out with them at like 6 o'clock and they are out for blood. And my blood type is O blood type. If you have an O blood type, they're more attracted to your blood, but you're more protected from malaria. So at least that's not a concern with the mosquitoes, but I absolutely hate them, y'all. They get in the house. Yeah, so you have to have those accessories that can get rid of the mosquitoes. So just keep that in mind coming here. Like, y'all, the flies are on a whole nother level, especially when there's lush lush greenery, a lot of food in that area. So the richer areas, yeah, they're out there and it's annoying. And the mosquitoes, they don't come too high up as well. So if you have a high rise, don't worry about them. They won't come there. But it's stressful, y'all, especially for me. But yeah, I hate it. I'll never get used to it, especially the flies, because they'll pitch on you and they don't even want to get off. You know, like, it's crazy. You know, they used to show us that commercial with that boy with the flies flying on him and he had the big pot belly like he was starving. The flies were flying on him, y'all, because they love sweat. Like, I take a shower all the time and they're on my skin. They love sweat and they love like everything Africa has to offer. So it's, you know, at least they don't have, I haven't seen rats, roaches, and you know, things like that. So I've seen a few roaches, but no rats. The rats are outside. But I haven't seen any. So, you know, it's expected. It's Africa, but I won't ever get used to it. Yeah. The next thing is the traffic. The traffic doesn't affect me when I'm outside alone traveling, because I can get on a boda, and a boda is like a motorcycle. It could get you places extremely quick, but it's not safe to have her on there on the main roads. But during the back roads, I'll take her with me because there's no car seat laws here. But when it's her and I, and it's, you know, a long ride, I'll get in a Bajaji, and a Bajaji is bigger than a car, so they can sometimes scoot over on the edges and drive, but for the most part, they're stuck in traffic too. So it's bad traffic, but that's a lot of African countries. So that's something I just have to get used to. I don't know what could solve it. Sassy. So Sassy is joining my video, y'all. This is a chicken. I'm at my friend's house. This is his chicken, Sassy. So Sassy's gonna join us for the rest of the video. So the next one, y'all, is overcharging. I absolutely hate being overcharged, and it's something that needs to stop. I recently had an experience where I went to the cuckoo and chips market to get cuckoo and chips, chicken and chips, and a half a chicken cost me $5,000 always. This is the average price for most cuckoo, for most places that you get the chicken, you know, places you get the chicken from. So that's what I'm used to paying. And the chips, I think, are $1,000 per serving. So I paid $12 for 2 half chickens and 2 chips. But I went and got 2 chips and 2 half chickens, and they tried to charge me $14,000 the next day because I gave them 2 10,000 T shillings. So they took that as an opportunity. I'm getting bit up. They took it as an opportunity to try to take more change out of my money. I was insulted because I was just there the day before, and they tried to act stupid, like they didn't understand the language, but you clearly understand money. You want to get up? Okay. Sassy's scared as hell. So you clearly understand money. So it doesn't matter whether you understand English. Give me my money. You understand that? Give me my money. Like, everybody understands that. I don't care what language you speak. So they gave me a hassle, gave me a hard time. So I walked over to the girl giving him change and said, "Ma'am, please give me my money. I like, just give it to me." And she was acting dumb. So the guy came over there and he was like, is it even showing my face? Okay. He was like, "Ma'am, she doesn't understand English." Kari. They don't understand English. I said, I don't give a, you know, like, I wasn't cussing and making, but I did make a scene because I felt like I need to teach you a lesson. Like, this is not something y'all need to keep doing. This is ridiculous. You know, and to think I'm out here promoting the country and this is the treatment I get. Like, even if I had money, don't overcharge me. That's not right. If you want long-term clientele, just do right by people. You know, do right by people, because you never know who was there the day before. You never know. So you never know who's who knows the prices, who doesn't. It has to stop. So I felt like, you know, I need to talk up for myself and just speak up. You know, and I'm glad that I did. They gave me my change back, but I was so pissed, you know, and this is what you deal with here in Tanzania. So, y'all, just keep that in mind. It's frustrating. This is why I get social anxiety. This is why I get social. Kari, let me put Sassy down, because you won't let her breathe. Sassy running. Oh, did she shit on me? Oh my God. She's nervous. She just pooped on me. It was hard poop. Yeah. So just keep that in mind, y'all. This is just something that you have to... Oh, you want to come up? This is just something that you have to cope with here. And this is why I get social anxiety. What did you just step on? You stepped in the mud. It's okay. I'll wipe you off with the hose. So, y'all, this is the end of the video. I don't know what number I got to, but clearly my daughter is not gonna let me finish this video. I'm gonna tend to her, go make some food, but these are the things that I dislike the most in Tanzania, and just be aware of it coming here. All right, that's it, y'all. Signing out. One love.